Hi, my name is Julianna Goldberg, and I'm a sophomore here at USF, and I'm majoring in health science. For this assignment, I chose the music video Where Is Love by the Black Eyed Peas featuring Justin Timberlake that was released on June 16th of 2009. This music video connects to Global Goal 16 because it spreads a message about trying to end violence and bringing people together. It closely relates to Global Goals 16.1 and 16.2. It specifically relates to 16.1, which is reducing violence everywhere. The video says people killing and people dying. These lyrics talk about violence going on and how there needs to be change because people are dying. Likewise, in 16.2, the goal is to protect children from abuse, exploitation, trafficking, and violence. The lyrics say, children hurt and you hear them crying, which is a similar scenario to 16.1 because they're highlighting the fact that there are problems in this world and that is affecting the children. You'll also see in the video children and their faces just being very plain and looking sad in the video, just to also emphasize that as well. The first term I chose from chapter 5 was illustrators, which means the gestures that go along with what you're trying to explain. This term is located on page 129 in the textbook. An example on page 129 as well is if you're trying to explain how big something is, like how big a fish you caught is, you would use your hands as a gesture, which illustrates the size of the fish you caught. In the music video, at 38 seconds in, the guy is talking about gang violence and he's doing gang signs, which is illustrating what he's singing about. This shows illustration because he's trying to sing and make the video flow, but he's showing the gang signs and adding to the music video, trying to show his hand gestures. For the second term I chose, it's in chapter 6 on page 158, and the term is empathism, which means to listen and be understanding when someone is explaining something to you about their feelings. An example that is also on page 158 is if a friend is explaining to you that she recently lost her uncle to his battle with cancer, it is probably best to respond in an empathetic way to her and try to be there for her. For example, in the music video, about 2 minutes and 20 seconds in, it shows people who are empathizing and showing their concern for the violence and the people who are affected by the violence in the country. The next term that I chose from chapter 6 is on page 158, and it is advising, which means to communicate advice to a speaker about the way they should feel or the actions they decide to do. An example used on page 158 is being empathetic to a friend who just lost her uncle to cancer, and it's probably better to respond in an empathetic way, like I talked about before, and comforting them rather than advising them on how they should feel or what they should do. It's not a good decision when addressing this situation just because you want to be there for someone rather than advising them and telling them how they should feel and what they should do. In the music video, 3 minutes and 33 seconds in, it says, Father, 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 help us. Send some guidance from above. This example shows that they're asking for direct guidance and advising spiritually and socially because they're upset with the ways of the world and all of the violence going on in the world. In my opinion, nonverbal communication is more powerful in shaping messages about peace, justice, or strong institutions because the elements of nonverbal communication like facial expressions and emotions are powerful and really grab people's attention. I feel like sometimes if you're voicing your opinion a lot, it's just sometimes people don't take you as seriously and people don't listen. One skill from chapter 6 that I want to practice more is to be a better communicator is being more empathetic. I am an empathetic person generally, but I just think that it's super important to be empathetic when someone's talking to you about certain things because it goes a long way and you don't realize how much you can truly help someone. And I think one trait that is super important in everyone is to be a good listener. So that's just something that I want to continue to work on to help me become a better communicator. And yeah, that is it. Thank you for listening to my video.